Yes, yes, yes. We are doing it again, and we're going to have a little conversation about the game. It's going to be cool because, as you guys know, there are rules to everything in life. And if you can see business, life, relationships, business, games, sports, etc., as a game in general, even money, right? Health. And it's something I'm learning now because I'm through the holidays. I put on a few pounds. So learning now how to get through those pounds. I don't like to get through the pounds, but I'm doing it. But my point is that there are rules to every single game out there. So learning the rules, applying the rules to the game will get you results called winning. So my first question to you guys is this. Which game, so growing up, going through school, getting married, which game do you feel you could have mastered more? So like learning the rules of which game could have got you better results today. So maybe money, nutrition, like Kyle. I know Kai used to be freaking huge buff bodybuilder, so he mastered that. I did not. I mastered other things, but which game do you feel you could have learned the rules for better in order to have a much better result today? So I guess drop that in the comments now. So let's talk about this idea of rules and everything that I've done in my journey. I got results based on how much energy I placed into mastering the rules, right? And if you look back on everything else that you've done in your life, you have to agree that your success in that relationship, your success in that job, your success in graduating college with whatever GPA, your success in bodybuilding, your success in mastering nutrition, your success in friendships, your kids, etc., right? Has to do 100% with how you mastered the rules of that specific game. So if we can look at the rules being simply, call it 1 to 10, 10 being mastering that game set, or the rules, 1 to 10, 1 being like I suck at it, right? Like me and nutrition. I mean, it's not that I hate working out, and I love to eat, and I love tequila and whatever, right? Wines, etc., right? So we entertain a lot, and that's just a lifestyle. But meanwhile, I don't like having this 30 pounds on me. So now I'm doing something about it, not because I want to change my lifestyle. I don't like how I feel, not physically. Like my health is great. I feel great. Energy's amazing. I don't like how I fit in clothes. I don't like how I look in pictures, right? So that needs to be altered. It needs to be changed. But it's now time to master those rules. And that's, I guess, what I'm getting at. It's time to master the rules of the nutrition game, the health game, the mastering the metabolism system, right? Because, I guess it slows down with age. Nobody told me that shit. I just kept eating and having fun and enjoying life. And all of a sudden, hey, your metabolism system is slower. So therefore, there is a price to pay for everything. For example, let's go to relationships. Let's talk about relationships. So I was going to bring up the idea of my relationship with Tammy, right? So Tammy comes from basically a broken home. Her father divorced the mom when Tammy was 2. And then at the age of 7, they try to get back together. It didn't work out. Then through all the years, Tammy's had sort of a off and on relationship with her father. Then her father 5-6 years ago passes away. So that's that. But coming into me, meaning 20 years ago, we celebrate 20 years in March 11. We met 20 years ago. Who she was coming into the relationship with all, the bag of bricks that you guys know I talk about, and who I was coming into the relationship, where my father was this very hard, chauvinist, almost hard ass, very Catholic and dogmatic, and so I came in very strong, judgmental, and it's my way or the highway type of thing. So now you take Tammy with all this stuff, and you take me with all this stuff, love the shit. We fell in love, but now it's like, okay, cool, how do you make this shit work, right? Because it's like, no, it's my way. No, it's my way. And here's what happens. If you guys look back on your relationships, whether they're successful or not, you'll see something very interesting. When we first go into a relationship, I'm talking about most humans. There are some of you that maybe are special. The first thing we want to do is change the other person, right? Because what does the human dynamic do? The human dynamic loves to default to what's familiar. So what's familiar to me is my shit. It might be wrong to those people, but to me, it's the way it is, baby, right? The way my dad did it. It's the way America does it. It's the way, right? It's all this bullshit in here saying, oh, it's my way. So What I want to recreate is more of what I have. This is the opposite of self-development, by the way. This is staying in ego, creating more pain. So Tammy coming in, I want to make her my way. Your stuff just, it doesn't work. I mean, my way works. So now I go to work on changing her, the way she does this, the way she speaks here, the way she holds her fork. And then what does she do to me? Same fucking thing. She's now coming after me. No, you can't say this and you can't say that. So the first few years was a lot of very hard stuff because I don't think there's any one of us that came out of high school or even college having mastered relationships, the human dynamic, how to love, how to respect, how to honor. What? Right? So my point is very specific. We went out on a journey because I always knew at the core she's everything. So the love was never questioned. The love was never shaken in any way. The foundation was always freaking solid. But on top of that was the bullshit. So you got the roller coaster, right? Up and down and up and down and up and down. And what I learned is that it's okay to have highs and it's okay to have lows. You want to do this, make the highs not so high and make the lows not so low. So shorten the gap between the two. And then when you get to a crazy high, don't stay there too long. Come on down to normal, because normal's, you have a nice little wave here because you're still going to go up, but just come down to normal. And you're going to go down. That's cool. Come back to normal and just, have a nice little wave, nice little calm thing, and then peak, come back down. Drop, come back up. This is, again, what we learned. Nobody taught us this. My parents had no clue about self-development. They had no clue why they were at each other. Same with Tammy's parents. So we came in raw. We knew we loved each other, and it's like, okay, cool. What do we do? What do we do? Funny enough, we always knew that, well, we didn't know, sorry. So we decided to fight for each other, meaning not fight each other, but to fight for each other. And what we decided to do is go get help. It's like, hey, I was a builder, building houses. You can show me any structure and I can tell you how to fix it. I can tear it down, put it back up. I don't care how big it is. It's like that skill set I owned. I mastered the skill set of building to whatever levels of mastership there is, right? Because there are different levels of building. But now what I knew was that I did not know me. I did not know how to control my shit when Tammy says this and I react and boom, the anger comes out, the wrong words that you cannot ever take back. So that stuff I didn't know. But I knew that I loved Tammy enough to where I wanted to learn how to treat her better, how to respect her, how to honor her, how to give her what she deserves. You follow me? So now kicks on the journey of self-development. Simply how many therapists we've been to, how many, coaches. And so I'm 33, 34. So funny enough, I'm connecting some dots here because we brought up my weight gain. Well, right at that time somewhere, I started having anxiety attacks, panic attacks. I became suicidal and I didn't know why. I have two tiny little babies at home. Construction's going great. We just built a 6,000 square foot house in Southern California, newly married. But again, all this baggage, right? I'm coming in with baggage. Business is booming. I'm 33-ish, so I knew business to whatever extent. I didn't know this level. So now you put the stress on top of me of business blowing up. I'm dealing with celebrities. I'm building houses for the Lakers. 33-ish, two babies at home, new wife, or wife of 2 years, and two babies. We had to do what we had to do. So all of a sudden, I started having this stuff, and I end up in the emergency room, and I didn't know what it was. And you guys know the story. I think you know the story. To make it a long story short, basically, I started having all these symptoms. I called the ambulance one day, and they take me to the hospital. They run all these tests on me. They check literally everything because they have to. When you go in with I feel like dying. They're like, yeah, we're going to check everything just to make sure you're not dying. And obviously they have liability, so they can't just let you go without checking everything because you can go back and sue them. After all the tests, hours into this emergency room, the doc comes in, young guy, nice guy, and he goes, hey, you look, there's nothing physically wrong with you. We're not finding anything. Brings me a cup of those little paper cups, Dixies, whatever they are, little Dixie cups. There are two little blue pills inside with another little cup with water. He goes, just take these. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'll check on you. Pop, take the pills, take the water. And I swear to you, 15 minutes later, I was in heaven. Life was so good. Turns out he gave me Xanax, two little Xanax pills, and God, did I feel good. And I understood now that I'm having, the doctor told me, anxiety, panic, etc. This now got me to a place of, in the next, whatever month it was, I refused to take the pills. I didn't like how they made me feel. And I chose to find the problem to how I'm feeling, because I went home, did research, and I'm like, all right, cool. What is anxiety? What are these panic attacks? I'm a grown-ass man. I got great business going on. I'm smart. What the fuck is anxiety? What the fuck is panic, right? And as I researched all this, it was very simple. It was all because of my thoughts. My thoughts were driving certain chemical reactions in my body. Those chemicals get released, chest tightens up, this goes numb, short of breath, blah, blah, blah. But it's all because of my thoughts. So, and I'm like, all right, cool. So how do I learn how to have different thoughts? Because if these bad thoughts bring me bad feelings, I don't want them. But if good thoughts bring me good feelings, I want more of those. Long story short, I find a hypnotherapist, and you guys know I talk about hypnotherapy a lot because it fucking works and it's fast. And so I found this lady, Pamela, down in San Clemente, California, and she literally saved my life. And now I went on a journey of, 2+ years of a lot of hypnosis, a lot of self-development, like on steroids, right? Because I've always been into self-development and the concept of mind, energy, etc. But she now took me to another freaking level. And what's exciting about it is she is now working with some family of mine that lives a few blocks from us, and she's coming by to say hi to us after that tonight. And I haven't seen her in I don't know how many years. I actually did numbers. I think I've referred over 1,000 people to her over the course of the last 18 years, whatever it's been. My point is this. So I had to master the rules of the game, right? So I had to learn the rules of survival. So the first thing I had to do is, I was having anxiety, panic, and now freaking suicide. I was getting suicidal thoughts, like I wanted to blow my brains out. Like I would get these visions of the gun would be here and I would pull the trigger. Crazy stuff, right? I've never had to deal with it before. I'm like, what is going on? But my point is I had to master that. I had to master my thoughts. I had to master the concept that bad thoughts give me bad feelings. And you guys know I talk about this, right? If it feels bad, fucking stop doing it. If it feels good, do more. And I cannot break life down to much more simpler levels. This is it. It feels good, do more. It feels bad, stop it. That's it. And figure out why later. But just, if you can discipline yourself to literally just stop and go, magic happens. So I had to learn the rules of survival. I had to learn the rules of the fact that thoughts, words, and beliefs are vibration, and the thoughts, words, and beliefs that are inside of me and my subconscious mind affect my conscious mind and my physical body. And I'm like, I don't like how I feel. Learning how to get to that place of mastering you. It's a journey, but it's the most important thing I believe any human being can do, because, for example, now that I have this ability and now I'm ready, for example, to master my weight, my health, if you will, now I know how to do it because I've already mastered the rules of the biggest part of me, is meaning thoughts, words, beliefs. And it's all energy, right? Because it's all vibration, and what we put out comes back. We are and we get what we are. We are what we get. Do you understand that as well? So those are the rules of survival, self-development. But I want to go back to the relationship concept, because I believe there's a lot of suffering out there in today's world in relationships. I see a lot of couples struggle. I see a lot of people struggle with their self-belief, their self-esteem. Their people are just not good enough today. People don't feel they're enough. I really want to talk about that, because the rules of your game, the rules of your showing up, and I'm going to do, I think maybe next Tuesday, the topic is how to sell yourself. So first, how to build yourself, and then how to make yourself sellable. So how to build yourself, how to sell yourself, because the idea of selling yourself is very simple. Who's showing up? Like who am I that's showing up to this live, right? Who am I showing up to my wife? Who am I showing up to my daughters? Who am I showing up to my businesses? Who am I showing up to my coaching clients? Who am I showing up to whatever it is I'm doing, right? That's all this is about. So mastering the rules of me, mastering the rules of being conscious of who I am so I can get better, is where the shit is at. So I think next Tuesday we'll do that. We'll do how to build myself, how to sell myself. There is so much suffering in the personal development and the personal human dynamic, I see it just every single day. I work with clients daily, and it's just sad. It's sad. It's an epidemic, and that's my biggest passion of doing what I'm doing even here, just having these conversations, because if I can just, make you guys 1% better from this dialogue, it does so much for me. If I can help you have a better relationship with your husband, your wife, your partner, your kids, your business partner, with your business, maybe a better relationship with your money, that's my passion, and I get excited about what you guys can do and what we can do together. The idea is we learn something, then we do it, and then we teach it. There's nothing else to do with any kind of data. Learn it, do it, teach it. So I'm teaching you guys, and I'm hoping that you grab some of this, you go and change your life, meaning do it, and then eventually teach somebody else. Share the information, get the information out there, and help other people change their lives. You follow me? So let's go back to the rules of a relationship. The rules of a relationship, human beings we're really, really simple. We need to be loved, so we need to feel love. If a human baby doesn't get physically touched by another human being, or any kind of animal, actually doesn't have to be human being. If it doesn't get touched, I don't know what the time frame is, it actually dies. So just understand the need of feeling that you're loved. It is insane. So the human dynamic has to be touched, and that's in the beginning. In the first 7 years, it receives touching, hugging, holding. That's why we're still holding the baby, because it comes out of the womb, and now we're physically touching the baby. Or it could be like there are babies that are raised by wolves, and so many stories of bears, whatever. They're still living because they got touched, they got held, they got warmth, and of course fed. But they can live without food for much longer than love. If they don't get love, they're so out. The human being is very, very simple. We need to be loved. We need to feel loved. We don't need to be loved. And there's a magic there, because what you do with what you get is up to you. Somebody can love the shit out of you. Like Tammy and I are very different. Tammy needs to be told. She needs to hear it. She's audible. And then she also needs to be kissed. Not on the cheek, but on the lips. If she is told, I love you, and should I kiss her on the lips? Golden. Done. I own her, right? In a positive way. Me, very different. I don't give a shit if you tell me, because I already know, right? Don't need to be kissed. We can do that later. But what I do need is to be touched. If Tammy's hand is here, or on my leg, or on my back, or on my shoulder, anywhere, bing, 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 I'm good. So different personalities, different needs, but how I receive love and what it means to me is going to be different, just like with Tammy, for example. So I can touch Tammy all day long, but she's like, you don't fucking love me. I'm like, what do you mean I don't love you? I'm touching you. Damn it. It's not what she needs, right? So understand who you're with, understand how you're giving, and understand what they need in order to feel love. So love, then we need to feel safe. Safety is very important. And then we need to feel secure. Love, safe, secure. Love, safe, secure. So if you look at your relationship with your spouse, even kids, do your kids and does your spouse, with what you are doing and providing, do these people in your life feel loved? Do they feel safe? And do they feel secure? And it's a 33% equality, if you will, across the board. So love has to be 33%, safety has to be 33%, and security has to be 33%. And that's how you get to a full human being that feels fucking awesome. But watch what happens, because there are people that just provide, man. They bring home the bacon. It's like, you got the cars and the houses, and I'll just buy you another toy, another purse, right? And so this person's bringing home a lot of security, if the security happens to be in money, right? There are people that get security through owning guns, for example, right? Depending on where they are, what their database, right, in the subconscious is. But for example, if the dad or the mom, whoever, just delivers money, or tangible items or material things, then the the security blanket is really high. But do you feel that same person can deliver the other two parts equally? And the answer is very difficult, almost impossible. Almost impossible. Can't say anything's impossible all the way 100%, but pretty close to impossible. So my point is this: if we have 33% love, 33% I feel safe, and 33% I feel secure, I'm good. Now I'm whole. And so you look at your people around you. Are you giving that? Are you offering that? And the people around you, are they giving you that? Is your husband making you feel safe? Is your husband or wife or whatever helping you feel secure? Is there security in the home? Is there safety in the home? Is there love in the home? Because those three things, you master the rules of that fucking game. You got a pretty balanced household. Is there going to be shit? Yes. Are there going to be off days? Absolutely. That's that. So the rules of a relationship for me are magic, because here's what happens. The person you're with is almost a reflection of you. Your shit will be exposed inside of that relationship. So my point is very specific. The reason I'm saying master the rules of the relationship game is because it's going to force you to master you. For you to be more loving, to provide safety, to provide security, to provide honor, to provide respect. Who has to grow, your partner or you? And then we say, well, yeah, but when she stops, doing ABC, I'll respect her. When she stops talking and using the F word, I will have honor for her. But until then, there's no way. Well, guess what? Number one, you're not going to change anybody. You can only change yourself. Number two, how you view the other person is up to who? Bing, 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 all you. So mastering the relationship forces you automatically to master yourself. And now who shows up is this free, happy, powerful human being that is love-centered, not ego, but love-centered. And now we can enjoy life from a place of freedom, right? There are two things I really believe that we all want in this world, and it's to be free and happy. There's not much else. Free and happy. And you say, yeah, but I need $1 million to do that. And that might be the case, but you still want to be free and happy. Maybe $1 million represents freedom, so you can not have a job, walk away from the business, travel the world, whatever that freedom looks like for you. It may require $1 million, or you may require that hot blonde. Awesome. We want to be free and we want to be happy. There's not much else in this life. And even health, for example, right? It's like, why do I want to drop 30 pounds, release 30 pounds? Because I want to feel happier, right? It may be the way I put on clothes, the way I look in pictures, the way I look on stage when I'm publicly speaking, right? I want to be free. I want to be happy. I want to be free to put on that Speedo. I will not put on a Speedo, but if I did, I'd probably go Facebook Live and show the world, baby. That's not going to happen. All right. So rules of relationship force you to work on the rules of the self. Very, very powerful right there. Where else do we have rules in what we're doing today? Let's talk about money, right? Because money now connects to business, money connects to a job, money connects to our activities, money connects to our beliefs, thoughts that we have around money, what emotions do we have around money, and all these little things are called rules. Because there's a game called money. It's a game. And learning the rules, mastering the rules of that game allows you to win. But you got to go back now to childhood if you really want to go into figuring out what's in the subconscious mind, what programming is there. Remember, from the point of inception all the way up until the age of 7, the human conscious mind was in theta mode. Theta simply means it's in hypnosis. So all it's doing is absorbing. So any monetary conversation you heard, you recorded it. Mommy's saying that's too expensive. You recorded it. Mommy's saying we can't have that because we can't afford it. You recorded it. Mommy's saying we're buying the car because we deserve it. You recorded that too. You follow me? So it could be negative and positive, but you were literally a recording mechanism from inception all the way to the age of 7. 92% of what you do today is based on that. I'm going to say it again. 92% of what you do today in your life, everything in life, not just money, everything you do in life today is based on inception to the age of 7. That's why they say the first 7 years of being at home or being alive is where everything is at, right? So understanding that 92% of what we do today is based on that, it's like, holy shit, I wasn't conscious back then. I don't remember. I didn't do anything wrong with money. So why is it affecting me today? But that's how deep our stuff is. It's literally a computer database where we just store a bunch of shit And then when we go to do a business, we base it on that bunch of shit that's in the database, in this little computer, right? In the matrix. So the first thing with money, for example, that you want to master the rules of money is this. And I'm not saying I got money figured out. I learn every single day. I don't know if anybody's like got it. You could like, if you have $100 billion and that's your net worth, you can say that. You can say, you know what? I know how to make 100 billion. I got that part. But how to make 200 billion? I have ideas, but I haven't done it yet. So it hasn't happened. But I don't know necessarily how to do it. So the idea of mastering the rules of money. Money is very, very simple. It's just energy. You can take a $100 bill right now. And if you are in a place where you can actually take out a dollar bill or a quarter or any kind of money, take it out for a quick second and watch this. So I'm going to take this. Cool. Ready? $100. So I can take this to any bank and it's worth $100. I can go to any store and buy $100 worth of stuff. Yes or yes. So its value is $100. But now, crumpled it. You're bad. Bad money. I can scream at it. I can yell at it. I can throw it down. I can stomp on it. I can pick it back up. I can think it's good. I can think it's bad. I can think that it does harm. I can think it's the root of all evil. I can tell it's the wrong color, wrong green. They screwed up on the yellow. Does it change the value? Is it worth less? Is it worth $90 now? Because I screamed at it. I stomped on it. I stuck it through mud. I can rip it in 10 pieces. Is it still worth the same when I tape it back together? Or is it worth less? And the answer is very simple. It's still $100. So the first rule of money is releasing our beliefs and our thoughts and our patterns around money, thinking that it's bad, thinking that it harms people. The rich are bad people. Only the rich get rich, right? So we all have shit. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money's money, and it's just energy. Energy, belief, fear. Oh my God, how much fear is around this thing? How much fear do people have around this little thing that can buy bread or it can buy bullets? But you can't buy cigarettes until you're 21. Sorry, I had to throw that one in. Alrighty then. So money's money, it's energy, and it's non-judgmental. How you make the money, how you bring this home, it doesn't give a shit. How you bring this home, this $100 bill, is still a $100 bill. It doesn't care how you brought it home. It doesn't care what you do for a living. It doesn't care about your stories. But what's exciting is that your stories will make it come or make it go. So the rules of money is a conversation. If you see it as soldiers, Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank talks a lot about the idea that money, dollars are soldiers. And your goal is to get these soldiers to go out on the battlefield and bring back more soldiers. If you understand that money is just energy, and just like my words, just like my thoughts, just like my beliefs, they're just vibration. All my fears around this will bring me more fears around this. So fears of lack, fears of not having enough, fears of not being able to pay the bills, fears of debt, fear is going to bring you more fear around this. So do you get my point? So that's the idea. That is the magic. With that said, you guys know what to do. Click all the buttons, drop your comments, tag and share anybody that needs to hear this, because a lot of people can learn and grow and become bigger and better badasses. With that said, love you guys. Peace out.